She said that American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand.
Gio.
That guy gazpacho.
Important to take a lame gorilla, okay?
Right, did you know that Arsenal died?
He's got me buzzing.
Up the Toffees. It's hard to up them anyway.
I'm not even gonna comment on that. Welcome into Footy with the boys. I am back. Nick is back out. This is the better duo. Anyways, who needs him? But he should be back
Dream team.
potentially next week. Dream team. We have a lot to talk about today, including a crazy El Clasico. We'll get into the storylines of Arsenal. What's happening with their season after everything happened in the Champions League, getting them dropped out there. Everton, as they take on the final stand at Goodison Park here against Southampton. We'll look at some next week's featured previews with the Champions League. Getting real heated up here in terms of the race to be within it. And then we'll get into sites with the boys, a little Wonder Grid, as well as the U.S. men's national team corner, of course. Let's start with the big news, Mike. And we can't start with anything other than what is the greatest show on grass, which is this current Barcelona team. Their Inter Milan Champions League bouts were crazy. Then they have an El Clasico. They go down 2. And I text in the group chat, I say, Hala Madrid fucking around, thinking that it was over. How dare I ever say that Barcelona with a deficit is ever done? They come back 4-3, crazy game. I mean, just back and forth. Mbappe with a hat trick in a loss in a big game. Have you heard of that before, Mike? Any type of cup that rhymes with the Schmerald Cup Schmeinel rhyme with you?
No idea.
I mean, yeah. Barcelona wins this one. 4 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses on the year against Real Madrid. The first year with Kylian Mbappe.
Hold that.
Mbappe does become the highest goal scorer in his debut season with Real Madrid. But that means jack shit when you don't win trophies, and Barcelona sweeps you. A full, clean sweep. Mike, if you're Real Madrid, are you worried about this? Because Barcelona is very young. Lamine Yamal is only 17 and only getting better. And also, is Barcelona just the most fucking entertaining football out there right now? I mean, they're crazy fun to watch. Like, make you fall in love with the game type fun.
15 Champions Leagues. We have 15 Champions Leagues. You'll never have that. That's all I fucking see from Real Madrid fans. All the people I know, all the comment sections, which is true. They do have 15 Champions Leagues, but no trebles and no wins against Barcelona this season. Just straight losses. Yeah, I agree with you. This is the most fun team to watch in the world. It's crazy. It's high octane football. And they live and die by their style, by their tactics, by Hansi Flick. They play that high line, and they got burned twice on it this game. It happened against Inter Milan, maybe a big reason why they didn't go through the final. And then early in this game, both the penalty and the ball from Vinicius, that nice little Trivela to Mbappe, those first 2 goals, results of being on the high line. I think both of those goals were offsides. It's crazy that we didn't see any sort of VAR review. Looked like they were definitely offside. But that's the high line. Sometimes it's really good. It's hard when you have the ball and you're pressing, and for players to time their runs. But if they time them well and you play a good ball, then you get caught trying to track. And Szczesny is a bit reckless off his line. But on the other side of it, it makes for insane attacking football. I mean, anytime Lamine gets the ball or Pedri gets the ball, Rafinha on the other side, you know they're going to create something. You know there's going to be a piece of magic in there. And it really didn't take that long. Got a little nervy with those going down 2-0 early, but then, I mean, the floodgates really open. Madrid just, they couldn't defend. I mean, no one in the world can defend Lamine Yamal or Rafinha currently. But them out there together, it's just insane. You throw Dani Olmo in there, who played a pretty good game. Ferran Torres, who has all over the map. How can you expect to compete? Lewandowski's still dealing with an injury, so he didn't play, but really wasn't missed here. Yeah. And Eric Garcia still doing that thing at right back. Jules Koundé picked up an injury, and he's made shift in there the last couple of games and got goals in back-to-back games with the Inter Milan one and now against Real Madrid. And guess what? We secured the second trophy of the season. Third trophy of the season if you count the Supercopa there. And all three of them come against Real Madrid. How about that?
Yeah. It's a damn shame that they are not in the final, because them versus PSG would have been just
electric factory.
Some of the most beautiful electric talent on the ball that we have seen matching up against each other in a long time. Instead, though, Mike, it is Inter Milan versus PSG in the Champions League final. This is not an Inter Milan. It's a Club Brugge. Shout out Club Brugge. But Inter make it in over this Barcelona squad in what a thrilling matchup that one was.
Crazy.
PSG take care of Arsenal in their matchup. PSG just, I mean, they have so much attacking talent. It's similar to Barcelona, where they've gotten a lot of young talent like a Doué. Dembele now playing more up top is working out very well. Kvaratskhelia, of course, coming in from Napoli. That's a huge signing, and he's just ridiculous. Vitinha, I mean, it's just ballers throughout there. Who do you think comes out on top here? And do you think both these teams are deserving of being there? I know we've talked a lot about just glazing on Barca, but both these teams deserve to be there. I know PSG defeated Nick's precious Arsenal to get here as well.
Yeah, both teams are definitely deserving. Both are very, very strong teams. PSG, outside of Barcelona, probably the most exciting team in the world to watch. Just so much attacking talent. They're so young. Like the oldest outfield player is Marquinhos, and he's 30. Everyone else is young 20s, mid 20s at the latest. A couple of teenagers out there really pulling the strings. Super fun to watch. Luis Enrique has them absolutely balling. And it's crazy. I mean, you think a team that loses Messi, Neymar, Mbappe in the last 3 years would be in a rebuild, but they're one of the most complete teams in the world. Just so much talent and a deep bench. Really, really complete. They definitely deserve to be there. They outclassed Arsenal in both legs. A very good Arsenal side at that. And then Inter Milan, I mean, you have to say they deserve to be there. They fought like hell. They came back and scored too late. I think Barcelona is at fault. They shot themselves in the foot. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, pressing for more goals that late in the match where you could just sit back and play a little bit more risk adverse. I think it showed their youth and their inexperience playing like that. So disappointed as a fan, but being as non-partial as possible. I mean, Inter totally deserves to be there. It was cool seeing a Serbi score that equalizer late, 37 years old, beat cancer twice. I mean, you could see the emotion on his face. And then the goal late from, who was it? David Di Fratesi, the other Italian man. A lot of talent there too. It's hard to pick between these two teams. The styles are so different. The kind of players they have, the formations. Inter super gritty, play hard-nosed defense, will foul the fuck out of you. They're an older team. They've been to a Champions League final recently. They've won it before. PSG obviously have never won one, so they have something to prove. This will be a cool matchup.
Yeah, very fun matchup indeed. Not fun matchup in a European final, or I guess fun depending on how you look at it, is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United in the
Europa
definition
League. Of fun, man.
The Europa League final here. Like, I mean, these teams are in 16th and 17th in the Premier League. If you're wondering how bad that is the worst two possible positions you could be in without getting relegated. Now, it would be much funnier if some of the other teams could have made it a thing and they get relegated to the championship while also winning this and being in the Champions League. I don't know What do you think if that were to have happened? Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton should have given us somewhat more of a fight to make that just be everything to root for in these final 2 weeks. Unfortunately, we're not there. They're still in the final worst spots you could be in while being safe. Ruben Amorim has said that a Europa League win would not mask the failure of the year. Ange, who said at the start of the year, I usually win trophies in my second year, could be right in that
Could be right.
winning this, he says, would make the year a success. Mike, who's correct here? Is it still a failure of a year if you end up in Champions League going into the next year with a European title? Or is it still a failure of a season for both these sides, regardless if they win?
I think they're both right, man. Ruben Amorim speaking as the Manchester United manager. If he says that a Europa League rectifies all the wrongs of this season, then he'll get crucified by these Manchester United fans who still think they're Manchester United of the Sir Alex Ferguson era, thinking they should be contending for the Premier League every single year. But on the other hand, Ange saying that if they win a trophy would be a success is exactly right. Tottenham are a shit club. They haven't won anything ever. This would be their first trophy in who knows how long. It totally would be a success, something the fans could cherish, and they're never going to win the league. I mean, let's be honest here. So, yeah, both speaking as the respective managers of their club, I think they're both right. Speaking about this game, though, I mean, fuck, man, I was hoping Bilbao or Clint would pull something out. Neither of these teams deserve to win anything this season. They've been abysmal. They spent so much money, and their squads are so shit. They're not fun to watch. Yeah, I will watch this because it's going to be a stinker shit show. I can't pick who's going to win, though. I really couldn't say.
I mean, a team that has been worse than any other team other than these.
They're worse than Everton, man. Both these teams are worse than Everton.
Well, by a distance. They're worse than Wolves. They're worse than the West Ham team that has been the West Ham team this year. It has been awful. They're going to be in Champions League. One of these two teams is going to be in Champions League next year, which is just ridiculous. And then you have another English team in a European final, Chelsea, who will be facing off against Johnny Cardoso and Real Betis in the Conference League final. Mike, do you care about this? It feels like Chelsea's almost done a similar profile of the teams in the Champions League final, kind of getting all this young talent. Maybe hasn't come to fruition at all like PSG quite yet, but they find themselves for a European trophy. Does it matter for a team like Chelsea, the Conference League?
Yeah, I mean, you win something. It matters a bit. I mean, it's below their pedigree, but it does matter. It matters more if they lose. If you lose to Betis, then you get shit on because you didn't win anything and you barely secured Champions League as their league campaigns kind of faltered the last couple of months.
Yeah, I think this is a chance for a trophy, and a trophy is a trophy. Just ask Tottenham.
New manager too. First, trophy in the first season. That is something to hold on to, and for a young team, I think it is important.
So, I mean, they have won each of the European trophies, Europa League, Champions League, and the Conference League. So, I mean,
wow. Would they be the first team
to
do
collect
that?
all stones? Right? Probably, I'd imagine.
Jose Mourinho, the first manager to do so. It's fitting.
Yeah. Fitting there. A lot of Chelsea connections there. FA Cup final this weekend. A lot of cup finals here. Man City and Crystal Palace. We're all just rooting for Crystal Palace, yeah?
We are. For sure.
Yeah. Man City, if they have this shit season, still come out with a trophy, that would be very Man City of them. Coppa Italia final with our Americans, Yunus Musa and Christian Pulisic up against Bologna. We'll see how they fare there. A chance for Christian Pulisic to have some silverware. Not looking great right now for Milan in the league, so they need some type of positive energy. And Ajax potentially choking away the Eredivisie, with PSV coming back from, I believe, 2-0 against Feyenoord this weekend to get themselves 3 points and get them back on into that. Malik Tillman, good performance. Dest, good performance. You'll love to see it. And now let's get into the Arsenal. A draw at Anfield. down 2-0, come back 2-2. Interesting game here. A lot of chances both sides, honestly. Mikel Moreno with a red card in this one. I mean, they're out of Champions League after losing to PSG. Like, they're getting awfully close to being out of second place in the table right now because they've just continually had shit form in the league. And for a long time, we've said it doesn't matter because they're in the Champions League and that's where their focus needs to be. Well, they're no longer in Champions League and it's getting kind of squeaky bum time for them. They got to figure this out here as we go down the final two games here. You have Zubimendi confirmed as a signing here. But does it really, how much hype does that really bring when you're just dropped out of the Champions League? I feel like that's a pretty bad timing to announce that. And it's not the attacking firepower that this Arsenal team kind of is screaming out for to add.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird one. He's been rumored forever, so it seemed like it would happen at some point. But yeah, I don't know why that doesn't happen in the summer. I don't know why that announcement's being made now, especially when fans are just so pissed that they haven't signed a striker in years. Like, come on, dude, address the need. Let's be real here. You don't have a guy who could score goals.
Bring back Balogun.
The two dudes who kind of can are both on long-term injuries. And probably not great solutions going forward. I think they will secure Champions League. It doesn't seem like it's in that much peril. If they would have lost against Liverpool, be a little bit sketchier. They do have Newcastle next, which is by no means a gimme. That's a tough one because Newcastle are scrapping. Are they? Yeah, third. So they're not secured either. They need to be. Yeah, that'll be a tough one. But then they have Southampton.
I mean, Arsenal's damn near
last game of the
confirmed
season
for Champions League, but second place they may be dropping if they don't figure out how to have some type of league.
I don't know if that really matters as much. Second, third, fourth. I mean, the gap between Liverpool and everybody else, and doesn't really matter that much.
I don't know. I think there's something mentally there that if you fall off that hard at the end,
we got second 3 years in a row. Does that?
No, but
that much?
The drop off that you can't figure out how to get results at the end of the season. I understand there's a lot of injuries and everything, but you can't go into the off season, the summer with such shit form that you can't figure out how to win a game. I mean, they've one win in the last 5. You got to have some type of spark continue. I know they've lost the title and all this is happening after that, but got to figure it out. Can't go into the off season with that. And speaking of can't go into the off season without something, cannot go into the off season without Everton winning their final game at Goodison Park. It's going to be up against Southampton, who just got a draw against Manchester City. Everton coming off of a big win. Last game at Goodison. Who are we getting goals from in the final Goodison Park game for Everton here? And is this not just the perfect team to go up against, knock on wood, but you want it to not be against, Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle. Those teams are going to be fighting for something.
Final game against at Goodison. Shout out Goodison.
What a beautiful.
Beautiful picture. It's got to be Beto. I mean, man's finding goals left and right. Had a hell of a performance on the weekend. I think Beto's going to score some goals. I think it's going to be a beautiful day. I think we're going to get a win for sure. I'm excited for next season already. Some of the talk around the club is super positive. The new stadium is going to be pretty cool. David Moyes at the wheel, and talks of spending coming in the summer, which is always cool to hear. As an Everton fan, we do not spend that much. Hopefully we invest in the right players. I'm totally stoked for this game. I think we'll win. We did lose to Southampton earlier this season, which is totally embarrassing. But I don't think we'll do that again. And then we finished the season with Newcastle. So the reverse of Arsenal, play the same two teams. Hopefully 2 dubs. That'd be excellent going into the summer, going into July, where we will see the lads in action with our own eyes here in Chicago.
Absolutely. Everton coming to Soldier Field for our pod specifically. They heard all about us and said, you know what, we have to play.
Got stopped by the boys.
Featured. Had to. They heard us hyping him up and hyping up Moyes, and he said, all right, we're bringing the squad over. This week's featured matchup is really all the matchups for the top 6, 7 that are not Liverpool. For Arsenal, you have them up against Newcastle and Southampton. Like we said, that's going to be massive. Newcastle plays against us, Everton, that is, and Arsenal. So big matchups for them. They're at 66 points, 1 point above Manchester City, who plays against Bournemouth, who's been quite good this season, and Fulham, who have also been pretty formidable this season. 2 points below them at 63 points. We have Chelsea, who will face Manchester United, but then they play Nottingham Forest. That will be certainly one to watch. Aston Villa has the probably easiest schedule of all of them. They have Tottenham and Manchester United. Big 6 matchups, but Big 6 is doing a lot of heavy work in terms of that. And then finally, in 7th place, after a crazy run of bad form, Nottingham Forest finds themselves on the outside looking in after being 2nd place for good portions of this season. At 62 points, they have West Ham, who have also been quite shit this season. And then they have Chelsea. So they still control their own destiny to at least move up one more spot over Chelsea, because they will face them and are within just 1 point. So if they win that game, they're above Chelsea. Mike, all this being said, easiest schedule, maybe Villa. Forest can control it by beating Chelsea. City, tough matchups. Newcastle and Arsenal, some pretty tough matchups. Who are you going with making that final cut for Champions League here?
Okay, so 4 out of this list. Arsenal's a lock in my book. City's a lock in my book. Bournemouth is solid, but Fulham's been really shit recently. You just know that City's going to secure it. So those 2, and then I got to pick 2 more. Man, Forest, I would love to see him make it, but West Ham's been picking it up recently, and Forest have been, I mean, they couldn't beat Leicester, for Christ's sake. And then Chelsea at the end. If Chelsea needs to do it, I'd back them. So I go Arsenal, City, Chelsea, and Newcastle. The top 4 currently as it is. Even though Villa's got the easiest path, you feel like they choke one of those games.
I say Villa gets in. I'll say Chelsea finds their way out there. Chelsea chokes somehow. Forest fucks them over. Either way, I think Aston Villa with Tottenham.
I'd much rather see Villa back in the Champions League. They were a thrill this year. I just feel
like they had talent. Yeah, I mean, a lot of great teams. Honestly, who knows how many teams will end up being in Champions League? These teams, and then we forget to add Tottenham or Manchester United. Add to that list, they will be in Champions League. So one of those 2, we scroll all the way down to find them and say they will be in. Let's go to the lock of the week. That is disgusting. Those are the best of Europe.
5 weeks. Jesus Christ.
PSG 2. We were doing lock of the week on Champions League.
Holy shit! I green beaned. Yeah, we did.
Like
Champions
Mike
League.
got a green. What an interesting way to go about it there.
Just a big old middle finger.
Dude, getting it wrong. Interesting there. What is the score update here for us, Producer P? Looking at Mike getting up to 14. Oh,
late
16.
Season push, man. We know getting
Nick
relegated.
At 20, I'm at 18. Mike, 2 weeks left. You have a chance here if you get some green beans.
Couple green beans and you're in, bro.
We're gonna do Club World Cup too. I'm pretty sure
as your lock of the week.
I went with Brentford 3, Fulham 1. Brentford have been one of the hottest teams in the final stretch of the season. I think they're all the way up in 8th place, which is crazy. And then Fulham have been pretty shit recently. So 1. Everton battered them this weekend 3-1, and we'll get the same score line here.
All right. Nick has gone with Villa 3, Tottenham 0. Shitting on his crosstown rival there. Spurs.
That would help
not that
with
hard.
the Champions League secure. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, that would certainly help him. I've gone with Chelsea 3, Manchester United 0, which would certainly help their Champions League hopes. It would set up a beautiful matchup against Nottingham Forest in their final game there.
Mason Mount
so-
hat trick incoming.
Seeing a lot of red here as well, so maybe we're a little bit more like Man U and Tottenham than we care to admit. God damn, Mike.
What a season Mike has had.
That's an awful run there. That's not great. You know what is great?
No.
Our Wonder Grid. We got a 107 last time this duo was on the pod. What do we have this time? Oh, I'm feeling good about this one.
Nick and I tied it. Did you see that, Flex?
No, I didn't
We
see
got
that.
a
You guys tied 107?
Back-to-back 107.
Kind of wild.
Good. Yeah, we need to break it this time.
Exactly. It was crazy.
That is wild. Across the top, we have Bayern Munich, 10-plus league goals in a season and played keeper a minimum of 1 game. On the vertical axis, we have Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Aston Villa. Whew. All right, Mike. We need some real polls here. What are we thinking as our first option
Let's go Joselu, Real Madrid, 10-plus league goals.
All right, Joselu centered tab.
Middle. Joselu.
Do you think that's too recent though? No way.
I mean, he was last year,
Which
but
one it is?
it's the top one, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We select.
I feel like he's recent, but people forget about him. He's not Benzema. He's not Ronaldo. He's not Bale, James, Vinny.
All right,
Mbappe,
we'll throw it in.
Rodrigo.
We'll throw it in.
Joselu.
2%. All right,
We take
we're
those,
okay
we
with
take those.
that. We're good. We're
take
good.
those.
Played keeper for Real Madrid.
Min 1 game.
Min 1 game.
Diego Lopez.
We could rip. I know. Obviously, the most recent ones are Courtois, Navas,
Was
Lunin,
Kiko Casilla? Was he the backup for a while?
Castilla. Yeah, I think so.
We go Kiko, or we could go Diego Lopez. Keylor Navas.
Taylor Navas, I think, will be guessed. Who's
Yeah, I mean,
who's
he
from a
played
while
in the fucking
ago?
Champions League final.
Yeah,
Well, Iker Casillas, obviously, but before him, I don't even fucking know, honestly.
Pepe Reina never played for them. That's always a good shout.
Yeah, he played for a lot of fucking teams. I don't think he played for Real.
All right, who do you want to go with? I'll let you give
Let's go Diego Lopez.
La Liga knowledge. All right,
think
Diego
people forget about him.
Lopez. Let's see. Well,
I think he's the second one because he started playing a long time. But yeah,
yeah.
3.
All right,
They're
there we go,
nice.
3%.
5%. They're nice.
Should we finish off Real Madrid?
Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. You want to say James just for the Colombian vibes of Nico being
Yeah.
gone, but you just can't.
There's Rudiger.
Rudiger,
Wait, never mind. He never played for
No.
Bayern.
yeah. Hernandez didn't. Not Tio, but his brother Lucas Hernandez.
Lucas Hernandez did definitely.
Robin?
Did. Yeah,
Robin
Arjen
played for.
Robin.
Did he play
it's a
for?
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for both. Yep. Robin, I think Lucas Hernandez is a good shout because he was
Lucas
super
Hernandez
young
is-
when he was at Madrid.
Yeah. I think Lucas Hernandez is the
I think we go with that.
go unless you think of somebody.
I don't think Theo
mean-
played there. Maybe never played at Bayern. So no.
Never played at Bayern, yeah.
James has got to be like the big one.
Yeah, he's gonna take everybody's.
Robin's older, so people probably wouldn't remember that. Xabi Alonso, but he's probably more known as well.
Yeah. Tony Cruz. Obvious one.
Cruz, yeah. Let's go Lucas Hernandez. Let's send it.
All right, Lucas Hernandez. And we get.
Oh
No.
Did he not play for Real Madrid?
Was he
just in there-
Atletico? He was Atletico.
You guys fucked up.
Was he?
I think he was
Oh,
Atletico, bro. Oh, fuck. We should have known that.
Someone's
fuck.
screaming at the comment section right now.
We
That's
just
a
did
tough one. All right, we
that's a
got. We
grave-
guys just start ripping
that's a
now.
crime.
That's not great.
Well, we could go Lucas Hernandez, Atletico Bayern.
Was he Atletico? Was he really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Fuck,
I thought
do
they
it
came
just to
through.
make us look like idiots. Do it.
Whatever.
Oh, and he's high. Fuck.
63%. Good God. All right, 10 plus league goals. Go Mario Mandzukic for Atletico.
Diego Forlan? Diego Costa?
No, I like Mario Mandzukic. There he is, our boy. Select. We just keep firing.
0.7. Let's go.
Oh.
Play keeper, Atletico.
It's still alive, boys.
Thibaut
Not
Courtois.
Thibaut. Jan.
Thibaut Courtois. Courtois. De Gea.
David De Gea. Go David De Gea.
David De Gea. Go David De Gea.
It's a throwback.
David De Gea.
Where am I going?
Top right
Top
corner.
right.
David De Gea. There he is. Oh,
DE. DE.
DE. DE.
Yeah, it's
There
up.
it is.
Yep.
David De Gea.
De Gea.
De Gea.
De
12.
Gea. 12%. Damn, okay. A little higher than I thought it'd be.
Aston Villa, Bayern Munich. Philippe Coutinho is probably the highest one by a lot. Who else?
Who the fuck else actually did it?
Any goalkeepers?
I can't
go.
think of one.
Aston Villa,
Let's
10
go,
plus league
go
goals.
Robin. Go Robin for Real Madrid, Bayern, and let's see if we really fucked up by putting Lucas Hernandez.
R.
I mean, we obviously did, but
ROBBEN.
BBEN.
Yeah, that him.
Yep, there
That's
he is,
him.
Arden. Arden.
Oof.
16. Yeah, we did
That's
fuck
not
up.
even bad. That's not even bad.
10 plus league goals, Aston Villa. Ollie Watkins, John Duran.
Philippe Coutinho.
Probably.
Jack Grealish.
Nah, he probably never scored 10 plus league goals for them, did he?
You don't think so? Some real blast in the past.
I'm struggling to think of strikers for.
I don't know. Let's
Aston
put in
Villa.
I mean, this one's cooked. Do we just want to go John Duran for the Chicago Fire connection?
Yeah, fuck it.
Did he even
John
have
Duran.
10 plus league goals?
Probably not.
It's
In a season?
JHON.
Did he get there this season? Did he get to
JHON?
10? Probably not.
JHONDURAN. No, he definitely didn't actually get to it. Well, he's not even showing up, so
Emiliano Martinez.
Whatever.
For the keeper.
put Benteke.
Christian Benteke.
BENTE. Yeah,
6.
6.
nice.
There you go.
Played keeper. Emilio Martinez, or do we want to do the what's the Spanish guy, Adrian? Did he play there? Or was he
Adrian.
at West Ham? I think he was West Ham. Let's just go Emilio Martinez and get this wrapped
Emiliano.
on up here. This is not our best showing.
It's Emiliano. Yeah, top.
Well, there he is. There he
It's
is.
disappointing.
Okay.
We could have had a good score here if we fucked it.
Ooh, 62 on that last one.
263. Yikes.
263.
Yeah, he's
Not the
the
worst,
keeper.
all things considered, with a missing square, but you know what?
Only 5 Aston Villa Bayern players.
Yeah,
Who
can
are
we
they?
see the Aston Villa Bayern players? Nope, wrong one.
Nope.
Bottom
Sorry,
left
see,
corner.
Oh.
Was it supposed to?
Villa.
Oh, Pepe Reina.
Reina.
Pepe Reina.
Okay, there he is. Damn, I don't know. Oh, the rest of them are women, no?
As I said, Pepe Reina is always a good shout if you don't
Only
have an
two
answer.
male players have ever played for both of them. Pepe Reina and Philip Coutinho.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta start getting our women's ball knowledge up. It looks
Shout
like
out,
to
shout
help
out
us
Emily Gielnik. Hell of a player.
Jill Bijings, my favorite, and Mana Iwabushi.
Iwabuchi. I love
All
me
right,
some
well,
Iwabuchi.
you know what? 236. We didn't want to do 3 at 107 in a row. That'd be just teasing you guys. So we'll get straight into the U.S. men's national team corner with Christian Pulisic as our star man, getting a goal and assist while wearing his mother's maiden name on the back. This guy shows up for his mother over the Mother's Day weekend here. Diego Luna also got a goal. He now has 7 goals in 11 matches. Mike, I think it's safe to say that he is on his way to Europe this summer, yeah?
Should be. I mean, that goal he had this weekend was disgusting. Top of the box, shoot 2 dudes out of his shoes. Gross. I don't know where he goes in Europe. Are there any rumors you've seen?
I've seen interest, but I don't know anything super recent, but I just can't imagine. The goals he's scoring are not just like he's in a decent spot and taps it in. He is creating so many goals for his teammates, but also just smacking in some beauties. So that combined with the U.S. performances.
Spain or Italy would both be good spots for him. Doesn't seem like an English player to me.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's English system, but certainly somewhere within Europe, he certainly has a spot to make a mark there. Weston McKennie in Italy, a potential spot for Luna, getting an assist for Juventus. And of course, also with Juventus, Benjamin Kramaschke being linked to them. Interesting how we think of that. But in Italy, the headlines continue because there's a new pope. And he is an American. He is from Chicago. It is Greg
Papa.
No, it is Pope Leo. Sorry, not Greg Berhalter. But what this means is that he is an American, the first American Pope, which means that we win the 2034 World Cup. I don't make the rules. I'm just here to enforce them. 2005, a German Pope. 2014, Germany wins the World Cup. 2013, Argentine Pope. 2022, Argentina wins the World Cup. We have to do it. There, we have no other choice. God is on our side, as they say. So congratulations to the first American Pope, and congratulations to the U.S. men's national team of 2034 World Cup champions. You heard it here first. Make sure to come back to this video in your celebrations this summer of 2034 and give us credit for this big shout out here, letting you know you want betting advice, take a futures. And finally, on the Twitter account, Mike, they're teasing new kits tomorrow. By the time people are watching this, they're probably out. Give me a reaction already, just based off of what you think U.S. men's national team kits are going to look like. You love them, hate them. What are they going to be?
Wow. These are okay. I saw some like potential leaks. If those were real, it could be pretty cool. A lot of like stars throughout the kit, which is always sick. Hopefully they're better than the last ones. I've been pretty disappointed. The 22 World Cup kits were meh, and then the most recent ones were also pretty meh. So time for a banger.
I think it's the 2022 World Cup kits were an all-time disappointment, awful kits, in my opinion.
The away ones were real shit. Yeah.
But I think these last ones with the collar being like the flag was nice and a little bit better overall. We need a good banger kit. We used to have the Waldos, the color pops, the things that really stuck out as good kits. Now we've
the
just
denims
been,
on the
we've been in a
wall.
rut. The denim on the wall. You have the one with the slash across from the 2010 World Cup. I mean, they were great kits. We need to get back to it. We need to make American kits great again,
Amen.
as the kids say. Mike, what a season has been. 2 weeks left. What are some closing thoughts on this podcast here for Everton, for the American national team? Anything else you want to say?
Shout out Barcelona for getting it done. Could have been a treble season, but still a good one nonetheless. Lamine Yamal, legit contender for the Ballon d'Or at 17, which is crazy to see. Everton, let's see a fucking performance this weekend. Gotta, round out Goodison the right way. And then it'll be a good summer of ball. We got Club World Cup, Gold Cup coming up for the international scene. Expecting to see a super strong roster. Hopefully some new faces, some young guys getting a real shot in a legit tournament. And hopefully a fucking dub. I mean, we need something to celebrate for this U.S. team before 26 comes around. We need to sort it out. We need to see Poch really firing with these dudes. Shout out the new Papa, the man from Chicago. Good luck in your tenure. How about you, Flags? Anything to say?
Yeah, good luck to the Pope. Big fan. always knew he was going to get there one day.
Got God on his side.
Great prospect. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's had the talent. He's had it since day one for sure. You know what? Shout out Club Rouge one more time. George Bello used to play there. Shout out to Christian Pulisic for just constantly performing for AC Milan, even though AC Milan does not perform for him. And shout out to Lamine Yamal, who is just Neymar reincarnated inversely. Neymar is certainly one of my favorite players to watch in the history of the game, and it is very fun to see a player that emulates his game so much in somebody who is so ridiculously talented at 17. So what a fun thing for footy fans to keep an eye on moving forward. Just Barcelona in general and the talent they have. And
one more shout
Kevin
out.
Sullivan pulling a 120 minutes in the U.S. Open Cup.
Fuck yeah, Kevin.
Let's go.
And shout
Let's
out,
go. Get
shout
those
out
minutes.
the unofficial Pope of soccer, Carlo Ancelotti, who's coming to Brazil, where he should go. Finally, is unveiled as the new Brazilian manager. Just feels right. Just feels right.
Shout
Hopefully,
out
Brazil
Xabi
back to the
Alonso,
best.
the unofficial
New Real
Pope
Madrid
of
manager.
Real Madrid.
Probably, most likely.
Probably most likely. That's really all it is. Shout out Cooper Flag, the new Pope of Dallas.
Flag.
These guys are fucking clap.
We're talking conspiracy. Cooper Flag to Dallas. Okay.
I need to take a shit.
Yeah.